So this is my broken wing mirror off the Spider project. It's broken like so many Z3 and other BMW wing mirrors of the era. You've got, I guess, two different metals inside based on the rust combined with the aluminium failure. And the corrosion kills it eventually, basically. I mean, it does actually look, this one looks, yeah, fully broken. So actually I think, is this one even savable? Well, let's find out, shall we? First things first, we need to deep in this connector so that we can get the wire through and take the motors out without damaging anything. And that means I have to remember how to do that. I remembered, it slides. So this slides in and out. You just have to get a screwdriver in this side, lever it, and it pops off. So now we can get to the pins, we can deepin it with, you know, a specialist tool or just a small screwdriver. You know, rather than just rely on going back to this video to remember which order they go in. Let's take a quick photo. There we go. So this can come through here, and back up through here. So you've got 4 Phillips screws to pull off there. So now we've got 4 hex heads, no, Torx bits, that we can pull out to separate the 2 halves. I don't know if you can see them in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just there. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think, although I've got a horrible feeling I threw it out, I have another. I haven't thrown it out. I do have a spare wing mirror. Right, covers off. We can see that this is very much sheared. Not ideal. We need to clean that up. Yeah, so what you've got is the base here, and then you've got this piece here which is completely stuck. Should be attached there and should move around on this base, but because this steel tube here has corroded so badly to it, it's stuck. Lots of different ways we could approach this. Could drill it, could try and press it out, but that probably risks damaging this aluminium wall. And what I'm thinking actually is, do we bond those 2 bits back together? I can't weld aluminium, but I could probably make a reasonable job of bonding those 2. Maybe I can weld aluminium. I think I have some aluminium brazing sticks actually, but I don't know how strong those would be. Maybe that's what this episode's about, it's experimenting. What I can't do is TIG weld. And I don't know if you can even cast, well, you must be able to TIG weld cast aluminium, because people do. TIG weld engine blocks. I've just seen John Volk do it over on Couch Built. But yeah, it's going to be easier if I've got a piece like that that isn't shattered. The question is do I have a spare? If I do, I'll use that and bin this. And if I don't, then we either try and find one or we try and repair this. I'll come back to you with a decision. As you can probably tell from the fact that I'm at my outside workbench, which has seen better days and really needs demolishing, I've decided to try and fix this wing mirror using a combination of, well, first of all, great big drill bit, and secondly, matte gas and aluminium brazing rods. So plan is drill it out, extract the piece of aluminium you want to save, clean it all up on the bench grinder before it falls off the wall, and then get it clamped up in the vise and try and braze it back together and see if it's at all usable, and if it's not, bin it. Nothing lost except a bit of time. So let's start by getting this clamped up gently and trying to drill out the nasty remaining bits of steel. I don't have any soft jaws for my vise, so I've gone with a few layers of masking tape instead. Obviously this is going to get painted up, but the less we can damage the outer surface of the aluminium, the better. Well, that's the thing that was notionally holding it on gone, but not, I suspect, the thing that's actually holding it on, which is just pure corrosion. Bit of heat perhaps. Don't know how much map gas I've got left. I kind of want to save it for the brazing. Oof. Well, it's a good job it's being repainted. The good news is it looks like actually I wasn't drilling the, I hadn't damaged the aluminium piece. I'm sure I can hold it for long enough to show you, but you can now see actually there's a inner ring there. Possibly haven't been drilling out enough of the steel, that might be the problem. Well, steel core's coming out. Whether that's going to separate the aluminium, we shall see. There we go. Now we just have two bits of aluminium stuck together, which is a whole new problem. A bit of a clean-up. You can see the different parts now. So this tab here is connected to this part here, and this should rotate and stop here and here with little half stops here and here. So this should rotate around this core. This core is part of the base. This piece is not, and it's all held together by that piece of steel that was down the middle. So we can try tapping on this tab here. I think probably I'm going to try heating it up again, hitting it with some fuss gas and then tapping on that tab. I think we can give up on protecting the outside now and stick it straight in the vise. Hoping that the ring will heat up faster than the base. The base has obviously got a bit of a heat sink from the vise. a shock. Bit of a tap. There we go. Perfect. Success. Now we need to clean all this up, try and stick it all back together. I don't know how well you can see that. I've cleaned it all up on the wire wheel. Unfortunately, this tab got slightly bent in the removal process. So as we heat it up, we'll try and straighten that out again and then see if we can hold that all together while we braze it. Start with this. There we go. Much better fit now. Alright, let's get them both heated up together. I wish we could clamp them together somehow, but I don't really have the technology for that. I'd have to make some sort of fixture. So hands it is. This is where you need to be an octopus. Nowhere near hot enough. Even through these, that's hot. So it's actually distorting. It's distorted so much it doesn't fit anymore. This is, and I'll put it politely, not perfect. I can't pull it off with my hand. Insert your own joke here. It's a reasonably strong connection. It's survived being wire wheeled and sanded back, but it's clearly very porous. I don't know how well you can see that. It's not on perfectly straight, and the heat has actually deformed the circle of the base. I don't know what this alloy is, but it doesn't like temperature. So I think we push on with this, try and make this work, but with a view to replacing it down the line. We can always replace the aluminium core and keep the painted parts if we need to, or I could make some custom wing mirrors at some point, which is something I've long had in my mind to do. So next up we need to make some threaded rod with a hole down the middle that will go through here and hold it all together. And that's what a lathe is for. So this is my very cheap Chinesium lathe. It wobbles around all over the place. The stock's about as steady as I am after 5 pints. But it does the job. It's made me 2 couplers, and it's already fixed 1 wing mirror. Last time I did this, I just stuffed a drill bit into the grip here in place of a tool, and sort of bodged it that way. This time I've decided to be at least, you know, 15% more professional and stick a proper chuck on it. Got a knife here somewhere. At least I'm assuming that's what's in this box. It could be something really embarrassing, but no, I'm pretty sure it's the chuck that I ordered. Hoping that's the right thingy-bob taper. A jibo? I can't pronounce that very well. Widget. So let's get this one out. I can't remember how to do that. Let's do that off camera so I don't look quite such a fool. There we go. Doesn't that look sweet? So, I don't have a proper centre bore, but I figured a step drill might not make a bad one. I'm going to cut a piece of this all thread stock down to roughly the right length. And when I say the right length, the longest I can actually drill through with the bits I've got, and whack it in and chuck it up and spin it down. Sounds like dance moves. Holes at both ends. It's all just innuendo today. Anyway, and step up the sizes until I've got something that my cable can go through. But that's just boring, so I won't film that. There we go. One hole in a shaft. And you can tell from how central the hole is at that end and how uncentral the hole is at that end, precisely how accurate, or the other way around. There you go. Not so central, very central. You can tell how accurate this lathe is. Not massively, but enough. And importantly, our wire slips straight down the middle. So, needs a bit of cleaning up, but it is the right length to slide into here, through that spring, through the base, stick a nut on each end, and then, importantly, our wing mirror can rotate from folded position to out position to folded position. Might be a bit of grease on this, to out position. We won't know until we put the covers back on how wonky it is and whether it's good enough. We'll soon find out. I'll say soon. I'm missing some hardware. I think I need some 14mm nuts. I'm sure I have some somewhere. Heaven only knows where. So I need to pop to the hardware store to get some nuts to pull this together on my aching post-half marathon legs. There we go. Back where we started. The 14mm nuts, which cost me 25 pence each from a bucket at my local hardware store, are installed with some thread locker at each end. Well, as you can see, there is a pretty chunky gap where the piece slipped while I was brazing it and ended up at the wrong angle. I think if I was going to do this again, I'd do the threaded rod first, use that to sort of jig it up, and then go about brazing it together to try and get it a bit more accurate. But I have a functional wing mirror that rotates, that can go back on the car, that can get painted, and that will do until I replace either the aluminium core with one that hasn't sheared, or, as I say, design some custom wing mirrors. I keep getting those two mixed up at the moment. Yeah, not a bad use of a few hours. Not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but given how completely balked it was, and how much I've learned about actually how I could do it better, I'd say that was worthwhile. Back to the body shop. That's it for this little episode. Hope that was useful to somebody. I'm sure lots of you will critique my use of the lathe and the machine tools, but you know what? It works, and that's the most important thing. If you enjoyed this, please do like and subscribe. You can find many more videos on the Z300/Spider project in the playlist I'll post after this, and also go and check out the GT project if you haven't already, my other EV conversion that is ongoing at the moment. Bye bye.